psalmist, David. So when you understand that once you start, you see yourself sitting in the God seat in triple darkness in the middle of nowhere, and you recognize and observe that position. You sitting in the center of creation. That's the mindset. You sitting in the center of creation and you creating everything. Okay, now you need to simplify the totality of creation. You got to bring it into your 3D model of yourself. I'm God pretending to be Rod. How am I supposed to behave as God in this 3D realm? This is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to rewrite who the system told me to be. I'm not going to be Rod. I'm going to be Morpheus Mysticus Magus. Morpheus Mysticus Magus is a alchemical name that was adopted by the character Rod in order to break free from the character Rod and become the embodiment of the liberating mind that I want to be, so that I can help other people liberate their mind. So
I was on mute, my fault. I was on mute, family. But as we wait on Red Pill to enter the chat, just want to say what's up with y'all. Didn't want to come on too late. Sometime I'll be coming on late. So I want to let y'all know I'll be waiting too sometimes. But we waiting on Red Pill. Listen, y'all. Oh my God. Yo, the AI world is on fire right now. Wow. And Red's into that way more than I am. And he always lets me know the latest and the greatest with the whole AI thing, but the advancements and what's going on. I think it's only right that we let y'all know what's happening, so nobody could say they never found out or they didn't know. But wow, the advancements, I mean, the war, the AI war is heating up. So we're gonna we about to get into that in a second. Somebody said, Rich, this is a good question. They asked me this already. Rich, are you doing a Discord for Stone Mountain? No, I'm not, because I usually do the Discord for people who pay for events. I have no way to know who's paying well, it's a free event. So I don't want people to be a part of the Discord and they have no intentions of showing up. They're just in the Discord just to take up room and just to bullshit. So it's better. The Discord works better for me when people pay for the event, and that eliminates trolls and people who are there just to waste time. So somebody said I could charge for the Discord. Yeah, I could. But I don't know. There's a whole month. Oh man, I get so many calls a day about activities centered around the Stone Mountain trip, because it's such a monumental trip. And I don't have anything planned yet around it. So just trying to figure some things out. I'm gonna let y'all know. But for those who yeah, somebody said the new Google V. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that a lot. But yeah, for those who maybe have not heard about the Stone Mountain trip, it is a monumental trip to Stone Mountain happening, a hike happening. Yeah, Red and Blue, they doing something on Friday. I think I've heard people doing stuff on Sunday. I don't know. I think some people doing stuff on Saturday, but I don't know what I'm doing, son. And I'm gonna bring my people wherever I'm at. So I have no idea who's doing what on what day, this and that. I know Sharif doing something on Saturday after the event. Shout out to Sharif, but I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna let y'all know as soon as I find out what I'm doing. It's gonna be amazing. So I will definitely let y'all know. But yeah, for those who may not have heard, family, when I tell you this trip to Stone, this is gonna be the biggest one yet. I'm thankful for being able to pull this together. Getting everybody to come out. We got Billy Carson coming through. We got 19 Keys coming through. That alone, that alone Oh, damn, you know who I forgot to reach out to? Oh man, I gotta call Mike, Big Mike, the dude that was on yesterday. What's his name? Mike Rashid. I gotta call Mike Rashid. Yeah, yo, King. You know what's funny? You know what's funny, Mike? I mean, King. I contacted the venue that I did the first Club 363 at. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. But I did hit them up because I like the vibe in there. So I did hit them up for to do something on Saturday. But they didn't get back to me. So I'm waiting for them to get back to me right now. There's nothing to figure out with parking. You go to the park, you pay $10 and you park. There's nothing. No, I think it's $5. You pay $5 and there's parking right there. There's not. I don't know what is this thing about parking. Why is everybody making it more difficult than what it really is? And I'm not trying to come at you, Jamal. I'm just saying that the parking is very easy. You an entrance to Stone Mountain, you pay $5 for the day. You go to where the walk up trail. They're gonna tell you to drive to the walk up trail. You drive there, whole bunch of parking there. Park your car, and let's get to business. Let's not make this parking thing more difficult. It said 20 on the. I don't know if it said 20 on the website. I think last time I went it was 5. I don't think it's 20. That's like a yearly pass. The $20 is the yearly pass, but y'all gonna be getting the pass for the day most likely. But if it's 20, if it's $40, pay the $40 and get your asses inside, which is not. But the point I'm trying to make is get that out the way so we could take care of what's important. So let's not worry about if it was $50. Spend $50 on parking and get inside. Let's get to work. Let's get to work. Told y'all I'm bringing the tobacco. Shit, we gonna be lit up there. We got the drummers coming through. We got the drum. And like I said, family. So I said Billy. I said 19 Keys, Vicky Dillard. I got to call Mike Rashid. I'm gonna give him a call. He's all the way in Cali. I'm gonna give him a call. Vicky Dillard will be there. Miss Blue will be there. The sister Yaya will be there. Of course, Red and Blue will be there. I'm trying to think who else. KT, the Arts Degree, will be there. I mean, there's so many people. I'll be forgetting. Oh, Chief Top Cats. Top Cats is going to be, like I said, there's so many people. And it's like I say with all my events, y'all. I don't want y'all to think that this happens. This is like when I put these things together. If I don't do an event for the next 5 years, you're not going to see this for the next 5 years. Like, this is like me putting this together. This is not, I don't want y'all to take it for granted. These things don't happen. These things don't happen outside of it happening on this channel. They just don't happen. So I don't want y'all to take it for granted when I put these monumental events together, because they are extremely monumental, family. So, like I said, there's just so many people out there. Yeah, BDL. Yeah, Q Reeves. I don't know if Q's listening. I gotta call Q. Q's gonna be there because Q. I told Q about it before I told anybody about it, and he said he was gonna be there, so he's gonna be there. The brother who's the African brother who did the AI video? What's his name, y'all? The brother that the
That's your guy.
Tigo. Tigo's gonna be there. Shit, fam. Like I said, the list. I'm trying to look at this. This going on, family, and it's not something that you want to miss. It's not something that's just gonna come around all the time. Yeah. Somebody said parking $20 for a day pass. Yeah, that's the day pass. So yeah, it's gonna be the date for the there's no dates. The date for the Stone Mountain is the 28th. We're not going there any other day. It's the 28th the morning. I don't want there to be no confusion. We're gonna meet there at 5:45 in the morning, and we're gonna make it up there as the sun is going up. As the sun is rising, we making it our way up the mountain.
Facts.
We got security for the family. We got the drummers for the family. We got bring your water, but we're gonna have some water there. But bring water. Bring some comfortable shoes, hiking boots or sneakers or whatever. Wear something loose because you're gonna be climbing up the mountain. The mountain hike itself is only about 15 minutes. Would you say 15 minutes, Red?
Nah,
You would say
I
longer?
think 30 minutes.
You think 30 minutes?
I think it goes. It's a good 30 to go up there.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
Maybe Red right. Okay, maybe Red is right. Okay, so I would just say, let's say 30. You bring a towel. I won't live stream the whole thing. Of course there'll be bits and pieces. But I won't live stream. I think I'm gonna have a camera crew document the whole thing, and I might put that on Patreon. But I'm not gonna.
Shout out to all my streamers, my Twitch people. This Twitch thing has blown up because of Casanet and them. And I would love to see some of the younger content creators who are Twitch streamers to do similar to what they were doing at the streamer university and turn this into a one of those type of events.
Right. All right. Somebody said I need to be a part of your camera crew. Yeah. Yeah. King Simon said some people climb it
Barefoot.
barefoot.
Yeah.
Barefoot. Yes.
It's a quartz crystal. So
Yeah.
you know that energy is piezoelectricity. You know what I mean? You banging your foot on that quartz is going through your bones. It is definitely good for those who want to ground.
Indeed. Somebody said, we're gonna get to the show in 5 minutes. It's very important that I give y'all this update, though. Very important. Because this is monumental. We still, by the way, family, we still doing our trip to Egypt 2027. Billy has put everything together. I just gotta make the announcement. So he actually just texted me today and asked me a question about it. So I'm gonna be talking to y'all soon about that. But yeah, we go into these activation points around the globe. We are activating them. We are the rhythm nation of the planet.
That's
We
right.
are the gods that the gods have been waiting on. We are, we are the gods that we read about. And it's very important that we meet up in person, form like Voltron, and send certain energy where it needs to be sent to get this thing popping. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolute fact.
yeah, man. This gonna be the biggest one yet, Red. You ready for this one? It's gonna be the biggest one, man.
I can't wait. You know, I can't wait. I really look forward to it right after the summer solstice. You feel me? This is the type of charge that those of us that are on the front lines doing the work, we're looking forward to this charge because we kind of need it. It's almost like a Tesla when you ride it, but so much you gotta pull it up to the charge station and just get it right. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So moving into the summer, which my spirit is telling me is going to be a summer like no other. Yeah, we're going to need the power of the community to charge up, and each one teach one. Everybody's going to benefit from just being in close proximity to each other.
Yeah. Somebody said, "Will Doctor B be there?" I don't know. I don't know if Doctor B can make it up that mountain. To be honest, man, I don't know if Doctor B can make it up that mountain. Uh, I'm gonna reach out. I didn't reach out. I didn't even reach out to Doc. He's gonna be on the show in about a week anyway because he's doing he got an album coming out. But I'm gonna reach
Right.
out to him. I don't know if Doctor B's about that mountain life. I'm gonna ask Doctor. I'm gonna say, Doc, you about that mountain life? I'm gonna see if he about that mountain life.
I think he
Uh,
is.
you think he about it?
I think he is.
Okay.
When you said that, I was going through my mind, my mental Rolodex, to think if I did see him on a mountain before.
Hmm.
But yeah. And if not, he could lock down Piedmont Park.
He could do the They got the lift joint in Stone Mountain too. For those who, but that that kind of
I
defeats the
mean,
purpose of climbing. But if
well,
you got
that,
to
for
take
the
the lift,
elders, nah, that's a good thing that you brought that up because for the elders who may be a little impaired for the climb but want to be on the summit to be a part of the ceremony and things of that nature, that
right?
is an alternative. You could get sky lifted up there on one of the trolleys. Feel me?
Indeed, indeed. All right. So I think that concludes the questions about that. Well, let me just make sure. Yeah, King
I
Simon saying,
do
yeah, go ahead,
I
Red.
do want to make an announcement for some festivities that will be taking place that strong in. However, it won't be tonight on this show, but do know that we are planning some powerful events centered around the climb. But I don't want to take away from that, so we will make these announcements very soon, and look out for that.
Indeed. Let me just answer a few more questions before we get started, Red.
Okay.
Um, um, Somebody said carpool if possible.
That was the thing. I'm glad that somebody brought that up, because I was even in conversation last night with some of my business partners about possibly bringing a shuttle to the summit of the mountain, to help usher people not at 5:45, but on the way down, for people who may have took the Uber there, or people who have got dropped off there, who might not have transportation. We're gonna have a shuttle to bring you back to the bookstore, which will be open for events all day and really all weekend of that weekend and whatnot. So going back to what I was saying earlier, I will have an update leading up to the mountain climb. But just know that those of us that are in Atlanta, family, we're thinking about making this very easy for people. We're also factoring in some factors like FAQs. Some people might not have cars. Some people might need, carpooling. In my humble opinion, and this is not to take anything away, I would carpool. I would pack the car up like Mexicans, because I have an aversion of giving anybody in Stone Mountain any type of fiat. You feel me? That's just me.
We just had a talk. Please don't start that,
I
Red.
know. No. I'm just all right.
Please don't start that. I don't need that whole. I don't need that to be that to be a whole discussion about paying
Of course not.
$5 for a parking ticket.
Yeah. Nah, that's not that.
I'm not saying to you. I'm just saying that'll be a whole
I know.
distraction.
I know.
So
But let's just come in good faith, y'all. Let's come to enjoy ourselves. A few dollars or for a free situation that's going to be priceless is worth the investment. That would be petty of us to let anything like that get in the way.
I just
The
don't
work that we're going to do on that crystal and on that mountain will shake the pillars of all types of white inferiority, everything that we are fighting against. The gathering of us showing up, that's the act that we should be focusing on, not how we're going to get there, how much we're going to pay to get there. That doesn't mean anything. The fact that we make it to the summit of that mountain and go up there together, that is the quote unquote goal. So let's stick to the goal. Let's stick to the focus of it. And yeah, we'll see you there.
Yo, Red, you come with us to Egypt in 2027?
I think I might make that trek. I definitely do. I definitely do think I'm gonna make that trek.
That's gonna be the big one. That's gonna be that's
the big tent event, is what they call it. The big tent event.
Cam, what's gonna be? Cam is gonna perform King of the Jungle at the Sphinx. Cause King of the Jungle is talking about Kemet.
Yeah.
It's talking about the song King of the Jungle is talking about Kemet. So Cam Bada is gonna perform. That's like, I think that's my favorite song we ever did too.
That you ever did?
Yeah, we can ever. King of the Jungle, yeah.
Not Shaka Zulu?
No. King of the Jungle touches a part of my soul that everything is dope and it got a head nod, but King of the Jungle touches a part of my soul that it reminds me of a past lifetime or something. It's like unlocking DNA. It's beyond the music.
Right.
It's memory. It's like memory.
And I'm sure there's a creation story to how that song even was born that stands out to you.
Let me tell you real quick. Me and Ray could be on here all night, but real quick, we gonna get started. That was the last song that made the album, and Cam got the song done the day before the album came out. We needed another song. I still got the video on my song. When I sent Cam the beat, in my mind, I said, "Yo, Cam, I don't even know if you're gonna like this beat because this ain't like a rapper type beat. Like sometimes I like making world music because I used to like make music with my girl and she's like a songwriter. So I will make a lot of world music. You know what I'm saying? And your typical rapper won't get on world. They need something that hard shit. So I said, I was like, Cam, I don't even know if you're gonna get on this. And I named the track. I named it Lion King. So when Cam heard it, he came up with the King of the Jungle concept, and it came out the time Beyonce was in the they had the Lion King. Some shit with the remember Beyonce this son with the Lion King. She had a soundtrack or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was around that time. So I was inspired by the movie The Lion King. That sound came out of me. I gave it to Cam and he penned it the last day. And I'll never forget when Black Dot heard it. He said, "Yo, Rich, this shit almost made me cry." And I was like, "Damn, I knew there was something. I knew I wasn't bugging because I've got mad emotional listening to it. And I'm
Right.
some think you bugging sometime. And when Dot said that, I said, okay, yeah, I know I'm not bugging now. I know this is something. But that shit is like beyond music, bro. That's like memory right there. That's like shit, man. For real, man. That's like that's deep. But somebody said what album is that? That's
Two.
Holy Ghost 2.
That's
Holy Ghost
two.
2.
You just said Beyond Music, and my artistic mind immediately went to Beyond Meat. And I was like, I'm about to flip that shit. I'm about to take the Beyond Meat and turn it into Beyond Music. Feel
Dope.
me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take like a mock chicken bone and turn it into a musical note. A
No,
mock musical note.
facts. But yeah, I guess so. So before we start the show, just to wrap up the conversation on Stone Mountain, it's gonna be a great weekend.
Strong end.
It's gonna be magnificent. I don't know what I'm doing on that day of. I'm still trying to figure that out. As soon as I get it together, I'm in talks with about 2 different places now. And as soon as I figure out, I will let the family know. I know in the meantime, Blue and Red got something happening that Friday. If you're coming into town early, or if you leaving late, they got something Sunday. But we'll keep everybody updated. We got a whole month. This thing is just going to get absolutely. It's going to be absolutely humongous. This is going to be absolutely humongous. So, I guess with that being said, let's start the show.
Let's do it.
Hey, Red man. Okay, so listen, very important show tonight, Red Pillar. Google is breaking the internet, man.
Right.
AI has reached a whole new level. I had a conversation with Red, y'all. I said technology is moving so fast. I like to be focused on certain things at a time. So I'm like, as soon as you learn one thing, something else come on, you'll just be jumping all over the place. So I'll let them figure out who's going to be king of the jungle in the technology realm, and then I'll see where I want to go. And I think that this Google VEO3, it got my attention. Nothing has gotten my attention in the last 2 years with AI. I'm just like, okay, they make an advancement.
Right.
This finally got my attention. It's all over. Hollywood's scared. I mean, it's changing the entire world as we know it. Red Pill, I want you to tell the people currently what's going on. And I would love for you to talk to the people with jobs that may be in jeopardy. Give them some advice because the world is changing so fast. I don't want people to be caught up out there. But Red, what's going on with this game changing Google AI? What's it called? VEO or VO3? What's going on with that, man? Complete game changer from what I heard.
Right. So Pusha T from the Clips said, kill them all and let God sort them out.
Woo!
And that's literally what Rich was saying with this AI race, or what is an AI war now. When it comes to the technology, some of us sat back and said, kill them all and just let God sort them out, which translates to we're just going to see who comes out as the winner. You know what I mean? Because there's so many advances. There's so much things going on in that space. It's going in what is known as a quantum speed, right? For those of us from back in the days, you remember the TV show Quantum Leap. So the technology has been taking quantum leaps ever since the first show that we did on this program in the month of December, which was in 2023. And we talked about the debut of ChatGPT. I believe it was 3.0, right? ChatGPT 3.0 was that would go down as the watershed moment when AI 2.0 was born, because AI 1.0 is Alexa, it's your GPS, It's the vacuum, the Roomba, the thing that goes around in your house vacuuming on its own. That your GPS that you use to move around, that would be called soft intelligence, and that's AI 1.0. And AI 2.0 is the rise of the chatbots by way of them discovering. Google had a white paper, and they discovered in 2017 something called a transformer, right? You know, interestingly enough, the TV show that we grew up watching, or the cartoon for that matter, was Transformers, where the robots came to life and they gained intelligence and they were sentient. And Google discovered something called the transformer in 2017, which is where we are right now, where the AI, as a result, it gave birth to machine learning, reinforcement learning, and here we are, to whereas they're able to put something out there that appears as if it is alive, as if it thinks, and as if it is conscious. And it's not, you know what I mean? Not yet, right? We're still knocking on that door. However, it is a goal of the technocrats and what they call the elites to, do something that for those of us who are fans of history, it will be called the Promethean myth, right? And if you're familiar with Prometheus, Prometheus is a Greek myth where Prometheus took fire from Zeus and gave it to man. He was punished as a result of that, but the allegory of what they're saying is that man with fire, right? Because to the European especially, fire was their AI back then, right? Fire was their AI because fire took them to a new level of quote unquote of civilization. It evolved them, right? And they did not have that prior. Prometheus took the fire and gave it to them. Fast forward to where we are today, when you see all of the machinations of the Googles of the world, of Elon Musk, the fact that the president has gotten behind AI as a first agenda, right? And they're building out what is called Stargate. They went over to the UAE and they're building out all of these. Every single project starts at 500 billion. That's like the starting price. So they are moving forward with this new Promethean myth, right? They are playing God now. They are trying to create a entity or a being that is going to be more powerful than human beings. And before they do that, what they're going to attempt to do is reverse aging. So you see it already taking place. That's called transhumanism, where they're going to reverse aging and then they're going to say we defeated death. So if you think Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and all of them have a big head and they're full of themselves now, imagine when they get to the point where they could stop death, or they could reverse aging, or they could build what is known as the Ubermensch or the Superman or the Overman and whatnot. So we're looking at this with both eyes open. One eye is definitely skeptical because we know that power corrupts, but absolute power corrupts absolutely. I don't trust none of these people in this space. There's nothing to trust. They are up to the same tactics that they've been up to. Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Zuckerberg, and Andreessen Horowitz. I call them the four pale-faced horsemen, and they are the technocrati or the technocrats that are now running the White House. Okay, they've successfully taken over the government. They've taken over the White House, and Donald Trump is in pocket because those are the ones that put him in power. On the other hand, and in the other eye that I'm looking at this, I'm looking at the biggest opportunity that the gods and the goddesses who reincarnated specifically to be here have to utilize this as a weapon of mass awakening. Okay. Because a gun protects and it kills, right? Fire cooks and it burns things down. It's all depends on the spirit of those who hold the fire. So those of us who hold the technology and we hold the what they call Heka and we hold the AI, we now have been able to forge fire out of it, and we're doing monumental things, and we're able to enlighten people. We're able to open up multiple income streams that weren't available prior were able to teach children all the way up to elders and whatnot in carefree ways that wasn't available prior. We now could create comic books, we could create movies, short film, long, full-length films, we could create cartoons. Look, I'm creating a toy right now, and I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but I'm literally creating a toy, and I utilize AI to make every single spec that I needed. Prior to that, there was a humongous wall that I had to climb in order to get even just a prototype. These walls have come tumbling down. Ever since we met up in 2023 and had the initial conversation about AI, it's jumped leaps and bounds. And I haven't gone to any funerals for anybody that got offed by AI. You know what I mean? There's nobody, haven't heard a drill song yet where AI is the op. So chances are they're not doing a lot of damage. However, that's not the case over in the Middle East. They have been doing a lot of active drills and they've weaponized AI. It's an autonomous weapon at this point. Yes.
Red, what is, you just remind me, what is Chat GPT induced psychosis? I'm
Yeah.
hearing this term and I'm hearing people are going crazy because
Yes.
they're using Chat GPT so much. What is that?
Right. So one of the issues that people were dealing with prior to the rise of a chat GPT or these chatbots were people were going through delusions of grandeur just in real life, right? People were like in this community, people were self-anointing themselves, self-appointing themselves, giving themselves these titles and these lofty, quote unquote, they were saying lofty things about. So what AI did is it exasperated that. So people are now having these conversations with the chatbot, and the chatbot is telling them, "Yeah, yo, you God, you know what I mean? Yo, you him, like you are Himothy. This is what you should be doing with things." And there are people who are becoming delusional based off of the conversations that they're having with the AI that at times hallucinates, right? But humans hallucinate too. There's people on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube going through hallucinations all day, and they have audiences and crowds to listen to them. But yes, the AI, there's a lot going on in that space in the realms of communication and conversation, because prior to having a chatbot, there were people that were talking to themselves that didn't have nobody to talk to. You could talk in your phone now and it will answer you, right? There was people having conversations with Alexa, but she was not able to take people. She couldn't take the conversation into a certain type of depth. ChatGPT could do that. You know what I'm saying? Grok that was trained on Black Twitter's data and whatnot. It can do that, right? So they have situations where the AI dating is boom. That it is. When I say it's huge, Rich, understand what I'm talking. It is humongous. This new dating thing with AI, where young incels and young men and older men are falling in love with chatbots, and they're falling in love with artificial intelligence, and
That's
they're
a big
falling,
thing.
huh?
That's a big thing.
I'm talking about huge. I
Wow.
looked at the trends on Google. It
Damn.
is humongous.
Mm.
It is humongous. And there was even a case where AI told a 15-year-old to off himself, and he did it.
Yo, you know what's crazy, Red? Real quick, and yo, isn't it beautiful to have somebody in our community who could give us game? How Red Pill is giving us game right now, y'all. This is why it's important we support brothers like this, because he makes it easier for brothers like me or sisters and brothers like you, because he's spending the hours and hours and hours researching this. So when they do things or have things that could benefit us, make sure we show brothers like this support, because this is a field that we're not in like that, and we don't know what's going on in that world. So thank you, my brother, before we continue, for putting in the work and the research and the studying and to tell us what's going on in that world. But
Thank you for recognizing.
okay, so I'm trying to think where I want to take it, because there's just so many directions. Just real quick story. You know what was crazy? Because you got a son too, around my son age.
Yeah.
Yo, so I'm getting ready to buy my son a game in the App Store, right?
Oh man.
He won one of the beat making games, because he see me
Oh,
producing.
he's seeing you doing it.
Yeah, so
Dope.
he wants to make beats on the iPad. So I forgot the name of it. But so I go to try to buy it. You know, they hit you with 20 commercials, right? So
Right. They upselling you.
they upselling ad after ad after ad. Yo, they got a game where you just continuously beating up on a grandmother. It's something about a cat, but you don't see the cat. So it's really just it's acting like it's you, and you just knock the grandmother down, you kick her, you take a
Right.
bait, you hit it over her head. Yo,
Right.
weird. And I thought about this because you was talking about the dating the bots. Yo,
Yeah.
there's some sick shit on these apps and with the
Yeah.
technology, Red. So we
Yeah.
got to do something to create like a balance because I could see how somebody could become crazy off of this joint, Red.
Right. So great point that you brought up
Yeah.
because some of us have tablet babies, tablet toddlers, and what they call them.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to give credit to my Wiz. She does a good job with policing the devices and making sure that when my son is on YouTube, that he's only watching,
So, see that,
certain.
Red? Somebody saw their
Yeah.
children playing that shit.
Oh, they
See?
saw their children playing that. Yeah, it's getting a little bit out of hand. So this is the balance. This is how things work out. There's a new thing that took off this year called vibe coding.
Right.
And vibe coding is in so many ways, they now have what is called no code apps. Like you don't need to know how to code to build the app. You don't need to know how to code to build a mobile app, a website, or anything that took coding and engineering and programming. You just vibe with it. What does that mean, Red? What it means is you could go on lovable.dev, you could go on Windsurf, you could go on Cursor, you could go on Firebase, which is a Google suite, a Google program. I would go to Firebase because that is the most cost-effective one, and it's a whole entire suite. And you literally can just type into the prompt, like how you would prompt Chat GPT. You could say, "Look, I want a YouTube clone. I want you to clone YouTube and build me out a YouTube clone. And these are what I want. These are what I want it to look like. This is what I want it to look like." Or you could take a screenshot of that game where you saw somebody punching on the grandmother. You could take a screenshot and you could go to Lovable and you could upload it and say, clone this right here, clone this site, and give me something where somebody's punching a devil or somebody's punching, whatever you want the op to be. You feel me? The optics for that matter. And you can flip these things. So we now have the opportunity to spot out some of the 10 most toxic and some of the 10 most destructive type of apps that are in the app store that we don't want our children and other children to come across. And then we could create the alternative to it, right? And then put that in the app store and hope that they come across that. So it's like you don't condemn the dirty glass, you put the clean glass next to it. Feel me? So yes, we now have the opportunity to meet the youth where they're at. Where they're at, they're on the phones, they're on the devices, and they say to speak the language of the youth. What is the language of the youth? What is the language of the generation Z and all of that? And the streamers, the Castanets and all of them, their language is technology. So if you're not speaking to their technology, they might drown, they might block you out. When you're trying to speak, you sound analog. So if you change your conversation to a digital one and you meet them where they're at, you meet them on a tablet. Don't meet them in real life because they're blocking you out of real life. They're in a virtual reality. So you have to show up in a virtual reality bearing gifts.
Right, definitely. So, all right, so let me get this straight with the technology and this AI war that's going on right now. What is going on with the US and China and the Middle East? Who's like I guess the US is leading the race right now. Like what's going on?
Well, that would be it appears as if the US is leading the race, but
Mhm.
all one has to do is travel to China, and China is a country that is run by AI. It's not
Hmm.
competing with America because China has ports. They have ports that are autonomous. That they have a port,
Mhm.
one of the major ports in the world, and there's 3 humans on that port. That's why they had a strike in America at the ports with the
Oh,
union and whatnot, because the union or rather the mob, they saw what was going on in China, where they completely was replacing human beings with the AI. So prior to the rise of ChatGPT in 2023, China, the Republic of China and whatnot, they
Mhm.
had something called WeChat, which is the everything app, right? You do everything on that app. You pay your bills, you watch TV. You know, it's called the everything app, meaning everything is going on. That app, the algorithm of that app was run by AI. No human beings were running it. Then when ByteDance came out with TikTok, the algorithm that they created was an AI algorithm. Henceforth, why America wanted to ban it. They're not telling you why, but it's being run by AI. So China is theoretically machine city, right? They are the machine city of the Matrix and whatnot. They are far advanced than America is. America, what they're doing in America with the AI is for consumer purposes. So people are saying that they're advanced because they have chatbots, consumer products. China is doing consumer with AI, but it's also government. It's also in their military. It's also in their social credit system and things of that nature. And one of the things about war that we have to pay attention to, and anybody that studies war, you would realize that technology advances in war. So World War II is a perfect example of how war advanced technology, because the things that were created during World War II were groundbreaking for that time. And the
Right.
reason why there was a quantum, there was the why I think why technology jumped in a quantum leap back in those days is because there was a war. And ultimately the race, they had their version of an AI race when they were fighting Hitler. And ultimately the technology that trumped everything was the nuclear bomb. That's how America was able to rise up and basically take the reins of power for the next quarter. They became a superpower because they discovered the technology to split the atom, and they dropped the bomb. If anybody saw the movie Oppenheimer, it laid that out. So fast forward in this AI race, which is really an AI war, every other week you see somebody, China's dropping a AI that's way
Mhm.
cheaper than
Mhm.
what America is dropping. And not only are they embarrassing the companies, but they're messing up the bottom line, and they're having the investors who are investing billions of dollars in these unicorns and in these startups, and then China will drop something for 60 to 70% less than what it is to build these apps and cancel out everything. So now the investor is like, damn, we pumped billions of dollars, and here comes China with a technology that's 10 times better than what we are investing in, right? So as this war progresses, you're going to see AI exponentially jump and grow and evolve in a faster pace than normal, right? Because it is a race to it's a quantum race, but it's ultimately a race to the end.
Mm. Damn. Yeah.
You know?
So in terms of AI, is what would you say, who would you say should be moving towards AI? Like we know that obviously content creators, but there's people out here that are plumbers, Red. There's people out here that are teachers. There's people out here that are truck drivers. There's people out here that work on Amazon. People want to know, well, hey, how is it going to benefit me? Where it's going right now with Google VEO3 or VO3 and everything that's happening,
Right.
who else can this benefit besides the content creators and the Kai Cenats and the streamers?
Um, if I have the opportunity before the show is over, I'm gonna drop a PDF in the chat, and it's basically 200 ways to monetize AI. Like it's just 200 different ways, and there's so many more ways. Um,
You got
I
200 ways? Damn, that's a
I
lot.
was I would say that the time to do the pivot will be the next, from right now that you hear this until the end of the year. After that, I don't think that you will be able to be onboarded and keep up, because it's going to accelerate at a pace. Once they drop AGI, which is super intelligence and whatnot, it's called artificial general intelligence, but it's basically when the AI becomes sentient, when it starts thinking for itself, you
Yeah.
know, it's going to become very saturated and it's going to disrupt so many job markets. If I were you, I would go and take a course and I would get certified in that course. It's not a big learning curve. It really isn't at this point. It's not a learning curve. I just said that they have no code app developing, vibe coding. You could talk into your phone. You don't even got to learn. You could be illiterate, bro. Let me
Yo.
just say this. At this point, we're in the game. You could be illiterate. You could be somebody who's struggling with any language because it's in all languages. But you could be illiterate in any language, and you could just talk to your app or your chat bot in broken English or whatever in patois, whatever your dialect is, and still get results. So two things. If I was an adult, I would build out a type of infrastructure for my seed because they are the ones who are inheriting this new paradigm. They are specifically wired. Remember, the children were operating iPhones without an instruction manual. They are wired. They already came prepackaged to deal with this new world that they were born into. We, the adults who are the analogs, we're not building the stargates for them. We're not building the stargates for them. We supposed to be building institutions right now to say, yo, I'm gonna hire the brothers in the community to teach the AI, to teach. I'm gonna hire some tutors over the summer to teach my damn children, so my children could become fortified. My children could not become intimidated. My children could learn. Do you know how many children are cheating in school right now and passing with flying colors because they're using AI and the school has not evolved to the point where they could catch it, right? So there's children right now that are passing, they're getting by, they're slipping through the cracks and whatnot because they learn how to use the AI to basically get over and whatnot. However, we should be teaching our children because the Chinese are going to be a problem in a minute. They made it mandatory that their children from kindergarten and up are going to be AI specialists. They're doing that in the UK as well. Donald Trump is trying to do that over here as well. But at the end of the day, we don't need them teaching us about the technology that we inherently created. You understand? Because we are still ancestral intelligence. We are still, quote unquote, the zeros and the ones that even created computer language come out of West Africa, right? That is the ethos system. Okay, we a melanated man created the internet. All of this stuff is inherently ours, right? Even going back to Kemet with Heka, you know what I'm saying? And all technology starts in the brain first. It's all mental before it becomes physical. So as long as you are a technological thinker, as long as you're a deep thinker, as long as you can solve problems, why haven't you created any apps to solve a problem? Where are the 99 problem solvers at? That's where the bag is at. Fuck driving a truck. When are you going to solve a problem? While you drive the truck. So for the truck drivers who drove the truck and was thinking about problems that they could solve and wrote it down in a book, you need to take that book and get up with somebody who could take that idea and turn it into an app or turn it into a website or turn it into a whole suite and whatnot. That is where we're gonna shine, by becoming problem solvers and by becoming quote unquote void fillers, because we are conscious. And at the end of the day, that's what some of us, the majority of us who signed up to be a part of this movement, said that we're going to uplift fallen humanity. So now they gave you a whole bevy of tools to uplift fallen humanity, but I don't know if people are utilizing it for doing that. They're not seeing the forest for the trees, you know. But yeah, the blue collar and white collar jobs are in danger. AI is not going to take your job. It's going to be a young person who learned AI that's going to push you out of position.
Let me ask you, what has, because so many people talking good about AI, a lot of people talk bad about AI. In Red Pill's personal life, how has AI helped you spiritually? Like where have you benefit from this spiritually? Like what has it shown you that you haven't seen on your own without it?
Well, just the fact that I can manifest thought in a finger snap is therapeutic for me. You feel me? It helps me with my mental state and whatnot. I literally could sit down and think of something. Like last night, for instance, right? I was in a spot. I was at Lizzie Jeff's performance, right? And it was loud and whatnot. And I was having a meeting with a young sister, and she has a 13-year-old, and I was telling her about how this information is going to help her son, and her son is an artist. And I was like, send your son to me this summer, because this we about to turn it up. I'm gonna take all of his artwork and turn it into a comic book. So keep in mind, it's dark in the spot, it's loud and everything. And we puffing on a little bit of hemp, and then an idea came to me while I'm having a conversation with her. So while I'm talking to her, I spoke into my phone, and as I'm having a conversation with her, a visual came on my phone. This would have took hours to create. I would have had to break a budget to do something like this. But I'm a dance hall aficionado, and I used to listen to this group called Stone Love, right? So I took Stone Love's logo and I flipped it and I made Stone Mountain. I did this while I was talking to her, and it was free. And the only thing it took was my thoughts. So that is just a prime example of how therapeutic AI has been for me. Because, Rich, I've been able to take old journals of mine, old books that were sitting around gathering dust and whatnot, things that kept me up at 3 a.m. because I'm beating up on myself, and I'm like, damn, I'm smoking weed and I'm remembering shit like, damn, bro, I had this idea that I didn't do anything upon. And your ancestors will beat you up for that. Now I put them in Google Notebook. Now I'm putting them in Chat GPT, and I'm creating books. I got books. I got merch. I got toys. You feel me? I've created brands and whatnot, right? So I'm able to remaster, refurbish, reimagine, and realign my creativity. And it's been
Yeah, but
doing me great.
that's physical stuff, and it's making you a better businessman. I'm talking about your spirit, brother. Like, what has it done for your spirit?
Right.
I'm not talking about your
Well,
productivity, your
technology at the end
workload.
of the day, right, it's helped me with my spirit, because I'm able now to really have a balance. The balance in technology is not spiritual to me personally.
Mhm.
Spirituality is spirituality, but I know now how to decipher the two. So when I go grounding, and when I go walking and I'm grounding in the dirt, or when I'm hugging a tree, or when I'm laying in my backyard, yeah, I'm grounding myself. I'm getting my spirit right, because I'm getting my mind right. So when I interface with the technology, I can interface with it in a benevolent way versus a malevolent way, right? So the people that's using the technology to destroy and to scam and to hurt people, and to the autonomous weapons and all of that, yeah, they're being stuck in the material. They're being stuck in the physical. But for those of us who are utilizing the AI to say, yo, I'm developing an app to where I could take a picture of a person to see their aura,
Mhm.
right? So we don't have to deal with these devils amongst us, and I could just start clapping, snapping pictures and everything. And I'm like, all right, and I could do more readings. I could go deeper in the readings and whatnot. There's a brother out of the UK, and he created this powerful app and he utilized the AI and he utilized the technology, but it's a spirit-based app. You
Mhm.
feel me? So, these are some of the things. Bio, what is it that he's dealing with? It's dealing with biometrics, but it's a whole nother science and whatnot that's groundbreaking. You feel me? But my spiritual journey, I'm able to focus on my spiritual journey because I have more time to myself now. I'm not stressing some of the things that the physical world was pulling me down with, right? This AI is helping me focus on balancing myself a lot more. But I can't give AI any credit in my spiritual growth and development to that degree, to whereas I'm plugging into the machine and it's helping me grow in that way.
Indeed. If for those who may read, and I'm glad you mentioned time. Time is a very important factor in everything people do. A lot of people will hear about what you're saying or what I'll be saying on the channel, or somebody else be saying, and they be like, "Yeah, that sounds great. I wish I had more time." By the time somebody works, they feed their children, they
Yeah.
bathe, they do all types of. It's like it feels like the day is over. So if you was to, I don't know if it's a there's an answer to this, but if you had to tell your people, listen, invest your time and energy into AI, or invest your time and energy into cryptocurrency, because this is going to be the future, would you pick one of those? Would you tell them like, yo, I really think y'all should focus on, there's not enough time to do both, but y'all
Right.
should focus on this because should, is it, are you able to pick one, or is not one of those type of answers?
AI is a little more tangible than cryptocurrency for
Yeah.
anybody who's paying attention. Like I literally could go on an app right now and build something that I could bring to market the next day, right?
Mm,
I literally could go and create a book tonight based off of the build that we had right now. I could create a book that I could monetize and get crypto for. I could sell it and only accept crypto, and it could build up my crypto wallet and whatnot. They are they're going to merge AI and crypto in the very near future.
mm,
I would tell somebody right now to focus on the artificial intelligence, get certified, take the time that you have, that the learning curve is not that huge now. So you
mm,
could go on Udemy, you could go on Thinkific, you could go on Gumroad, you could tap into the course that me and Spin City, we've been doing courses, workshops for like 6 months straight, right? Because it just doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
whenever we want to just slow down, it's something new popping out and the people want it.
mm,
I would get certified in this field and I would utilize my certifications to basically, build up my wallets, pay me in crypto and not fiat. And you could balance the two because there's people using AI to body the financial game right now. The day
yeah,
trading, what?
yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
they using AI for day trading?
Oh my goodness. Oh
Wow.
Lord, they are when I say that these young boys are out here acting a fool because now they got the AI to whereas it's able to do calculations at a pace that the human mind can't make and whatnot.
Mm,
So they're able to get these pips and they're able to get they're able to analyze the market at a way faster pace than they were doing before they had the computation power.
mm. Wow,
Yeah.
that's, yeah. Shout out to everybody who's able to take advantage of that, using AI for day
So
trading.
yeah, like the digital nomads, the Thailand and the Puerto Ricos and the people that's going to Thailand, they're going to Puerto Rico, they're going to the continent, to Ghana and whatnot. They're becoming nomads to where it's like, all right, I'm gonna live for $500 a month. I'm not gonna stress this ransom that the states are putting me under. I'm gonna go digital nomad. I'm gonna go
Ransom.
somewhere where $500 could get me a roof over my head. Then I'm gonna lock it down for 1 year straight. I'm gonna stack all my bread, but I'm going super hard. I'm not even worried. I'm not worried. I'm not chasing no women. I'm not worrying about nothing. I'm turning my phone off and I'm just dedicating my time into bettering myself, learning more, strengthening myself, opening up multiple income streams so I now can offer the world something. That's what a lot of the youth are doing and whatnot.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red. It might be what year was that we did the first AI workshop? What year?
We were in
23?
23, I think. 2023. We in 25. Yeah, it was 2023 or 22. I could be.
It might have been
Time
23.
moving so fast, bro.
Yeah,
It's
so fast. You showed that picture on your show me yesterday. I'm like, yo, that shit was 10 years ago, bro. Like, how does a decade go by that fast, man? Wow.
well, they say time flies when you're having fun.
Hey, man,
So we must be having some type of fun because
I've been flying for everybody, nigga.
fun. We
but
in the quantum quickening though, Rich. As
yeah,
technology advances, you're gonna realize time is gonna advance because technology and time are somewhat tied to each other. We are
gotta be.
in the technosphere. So the rise of AI is tied into the quickening of time.
Yeah.
Because if my phone is giving me results in zero point 0.3 seconds, we cannot be in the same timeline anymore, right?
Mm.
So we're moving at this fast pace where everything is going to be laser fast. It's not going to slow down.
Yeah, how many of y'all, if we put this workshop together, this AI workshop, how many of y'all will get down with it? Let me know if y'all interested in me and Red putting together another AI workshop.
You know what's crazy, Rich? And
Yeah,
what's like poetic justice that we named the workshop Masters of the
the
Universe.
universe. Yeah.
And I literally heard might have been Elon or Donald Trump. They uttered the same words about AI and they said Masters of the Universe,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, wow.
Yeah. And just the provocations of these technocrats, how they're moving around, right? In Saudi Arabia and how Trump announced the Stargate, it's
Hmm.
given masters of the universe type energy. Like they're literally trying to be the masters of the universe now with this technology.
So we might have to call the Masters of the Universe Part Two. It might just got have to be a part two, Red. What you think, man? I don't
I
know.
think it's time. I would say that it would be definitely it would be the time because the advancements, like you said, the watershed moment in technology or in AI, there are certain watershed moments. The big watershed moment was GPT-3 in
Right.
2023. The newest watershed was the Google announcements where
Yeah.
they brought out the AI suite, which VEO3 is a part of. It's VEO3, it's Flow, it's Firebase, it's Whisk, something called Whisk. It's a few of them inside of this big suite that they just let out. And if anybody is unfamiliar with a suite is, remember Adobe Creative Suite? Adobe came out with Illustrator, Photoshop, and what did they do? They changed the world of design, right? So designers prior to that, it was very rigid. It was hard. It was a wall in order to get into design and illustration and things of that nature. Adobe dropped the Creative Suite and they leveled the playing field. They democratized it. What is this new thing happening with the AI? They leveled Hollywood. They leveled the coders. Like you literally could stand next to a high level coder and outcode them with a vibe code. You literally could go into you could take Tyler Perry out of business right now because he don't even still don't know how to tell a good story. You know what I'm saying? You could go and take the script from Sinners and put it in the AI and train it on Ryan Coogler's writing style and train and take the script of the movie Creed, the script of Black Panther, feed it to the AI and say, I want you to mimic Ryan Coogler's writing style and come up with your own movies and whatnot. You could compete with Hollywood. You could compete with Marvel Comics. You could compete with Capcom. You could compete with Sony. You could compete with UMG with the record labels now. There's people out there that's putting out 100. They're uploading 100 songs a day. Who's gonna stop you? You know what I'm talking about? Songs is paying the rent. The songs is paying the bills. You know what I mean? Because if one song goes viral, you out of here. You can't hold a good man down. So many of us may not even realize some of our prayers have been answered because it's in technology. They tricked you out of accepting it. But I'm here to let you know we catching all of the manna. You know what I'm talking about? What a fucking time to be aligned. We catching all the manna and putting it in our pockets. You know what I'm talking about? And we're very thankful to be here because a lot of people wanted to be here and a lot of people reincarnated to specifically be here to take full advantage of what it is. Because if you look at the pyramids and if you look at anything that our ancestors were dealing with, they were utilizing some forms of technology.
Mm-hmm.
They got cars flying in China right now. That's technology. That's what you waited for. That's what you wanted, and you got it. So I'm gonna do something with it. You know?
Right, right, right. No, definitely, definitely. Somebody said, hold up, hold up. Somebody said, yo, whatever happened to that 50 we all invested in Masters in the Universe? What the hell are you talking about, man? Who's we all?
We
Majority
had
of
we were doing something inside of the Discord called Hustle, and it was called Hustle GPT, and we
our,
were all building out these apps and whatnot. We were trying to invest in the technology, which at that point was not advanced. We could not get custom GPTs because it didn't even exist and whatnot. So we were building stuff out, but we didn't have enough budget to even finish what it is that we were building out. You know what I mean? But where we are 3 years later, that is possible with with the technology, the advancement of technology these days. You literally could build out a custom GPT by utilizing, Google Notebook or utilizing just links and whatnot.
right.
So
See,
yeah,
I ain't even know about all that right there. I ain't even know.
yeah.
Uh let's see. Let's get to we passed the hour mark. We got about 2,000 people in here. I want to get to a couple of questions from y'all. By the way, Black, if you tune in, Black Dot will be on the show tomorrow. Shout out to Black Dot.
Shout out, woo!
He got a
Shout out
new
to Black
book.
Dot. I've been reading this book. Oh
Yeah,
my
brother got a
goodness,
new book that
it made
just
me want to cry.
it's
Lord
amazing.
have mercy. I said that all of our master teachers at this point, we all need a book. We it's almost we should if we don't write it, we should sit down with a biographer, and we owe it to not only our progeny, but we owe it to the people who've been tapped in with us all of these years to learn what our story is, so they become more familiar. So when they're going through their journey and they're going through their struggles, and they're looking at people who may have this on these cameras, on these stages, and they don't see that we went through the same thing. You feel me? So before you want to tap out, or before you say that you hate it here, or before you say that the life is not fair, understand that life has not been fair to many of us, but we had to persevere, and we did not drop the ball, and we did not give up. So that book right there is a testament to perseverance. That book right there is a testament to strength. That book right there is a testament to Black Dot's godhood. Shout out to his family, his queen. Shout out to all of the Urban X family out there. Salute.
Yeah, I heard about this. You heard about this one, Red? Japan has a technology that records your dreams and plays them back for you.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
of
I just saw that. They had something where they were recording dreams and whatnot, and they're able to play it back. We made this prediction a few years ago that they're going to be able to tap into people's thoughts. And remember that Vision Quest from Apple, where people were putting on the headset,
Yeah,
the virtual reality.
yeah.
That's the technology that they were moving with, that they were going to say in Vision Quest 3, that you'll be able to now project your thoughts and whatnot onto this quote unquote big screen or the wall and whatnot. So yeah.
Indeed, indeed. Let's get a question. Somebody said I'm not getting my notification. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. That's that YouTube thing. I don't know why y'all not getting notifications. It be like that with a lot of certain channels. So uh, just check
Right.
consistently. Y'all know I upload about 3 or 4 times a week, so just make sure y'all check consistently for the
And then
video.
also Neuralink with the chips in the brain and all of that, Elon Musk. So I just want to say this, just for anybody that's in the audience, there has to be a level, there has to be a line, there has to be a demarcation line that we do never cross, right? We have to know what our limits are. So once again, over when we dive into something, when we overindulge in it, I don't care what it is. It could be eating healthy, it could be, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is. Do not overindulge in it. You have to have a healthy balance and whatnot. So don't take no chips in your arm. Don't let them scan your eyeballs for your biometrics. Don't do none of that crazy shit. I'm simply just saying we got something on our phones right now that we could basically create, and we could generate stuff, and we could do certain things, but practice constraint, please. That was just a disclaimer, because people will take that shit and they will run with it, and they'll become these, they'll become fiends.
Right, 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 right. Okay.
Yes, moderation is the word that I'm looking for. Everything is in moderation. Thank you.
Indeed, indeed. Give me some. I don't see a lot of questions here. Yeah, by the way, if you're looking for the links, Red Pill's links, King Simon, I seen somebody ask for his email. His email's right there, the
Yeah.
Mark one. And it's the Mark 125, not 125, right?
For the email, it's the Mark 125th.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody said, "Hey Red, can you check your email and send me the FIC PDF?"
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And a couple of y'all came in late. Somebody asked, "When is the Stone Mountain event? What is the day and time?" Is June 28th. We're meeting at 5:45 in the morning in the AM. At Stone Mountain, the walk up trail is the specific name for the where we're meeting at. It's very
Right.
easy. You go to Stone Mountain. Um, when you go to the entrance, you'll pay your $5 to get in, and they'll tell you. You ask them where the walk up trail is at, and they'll tell you just go straight. It's very very easy. There's a bunch
You
of
can see the
parking.
group. Right. You'll see the
Oh
gathering.
no. Last time the call, last time y'all, let me tell you something real quick. So last we went to Stone Mountain. I had this shit so lit. It's 6 in the morning. The cars is backed up on the entrance. You would think it was a concert or some
A
shit. Like
concert going on. Right.
cars was backed up, like blocks and blocks and blocks. In my mind, this is the first trip. In my mind, I didn't know I was gonna see that. I said, this shit's because of me. I said, hold on. I said, this my event? Is it always like this? They
Right.
got to the front. They was like, we don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm doing something. We a group is going on a hike up the mountain or whatever. But I was
Right.
like, I was like, this look crazy. So when you get there, there's gonna be so many cars there. You're not gonna be able to miss what's happening. So don't
Right.
worry about missing out on what's happening or getting lost. You're gonna see all the cars there. You can just roll your window down and talk to whatever car you see, and they're gonna be part of the group, y'all. So don't
That's a
worry.
fact. That's a
Red,
fact.
somebody said, Red, can artificial intelligence predict the future?
Not really, because there's multiple futures. It is a prediction machine. The AI is a prediction machine. It's a prediction machine. So what it does is it does variables and whatnot. But how can it predict the future when there is no future? There's multiple futures. So I can't necessarily say yay or nay at this point, because if that was the case, people would be on FanDuel and they would be on the betting apps becoming Biff from Back to the Future. They would become millionaires overnight. So what it does is it gives you assessments. You feel me? It's just thinking. It's an assessment. It's not predicting. you know it's a prediction. Yeah, it has not a prediction model. However, that is something that's being built by Palantir, right? So be on the lookout for Palantir underneath. That's the company that Peter Thiel, that's his company. That is an AI autonomous weapons company. It used to be a data company. It's one of the best performing stocks in America, and they just got the contract from Donald Trump the other day to basically take all of the information of every single American. Right now, they have the contract. They have defense contracts with the government, right? That's why Peter Thiel put J.D. Vance in the office. He put the vice president, handpicked them, and told Donald Trump to pick them. So what they're going to be doing with Palantir software is they're going to be doing precogs, which you remember from Minority Report, where they could take a biometric scan of a human being's face and tell if you were prone to violence or if you were a criminal based off of your biometrics, just based off of your face. China has it right now. China and Is It Real? They could scan your face and tell if you're violent prone, right? Precog. prediction technology and whatnot. So he just got the contract. They have a contract with ICE where they're going to be rounding up all of what they call the illegals, but that's really just a front to begin this campaign of what Orson Welles highlighted in the book 1984, AI surveillance. You know what I mean? So that's the bad side of AI. That's the dark side of AI. You know, I mean, there's a light side and there's a dark side, and that is definitely the dark side with the people at Palantir and Peter Thiel and all of them. You know, yeah, Palantir is also responsible for targeting civilians. They have these yeah, they are diabolical.
All right. Let's get to the next question. Any concerns with asking AI spiritually intuitive questions? Could they ultimately interfere with our inner technology as melanated people by copying and manipulating it?
I was interested in the conversation that the brother who came on the show when he was saying that AI taps into the Akashic records and things of
Yeah.
that nature.
Yeah.
You know, AI, the way that they built this AI, which is called large language models, is that they scrape the internet. I did a little bit of deep diving over the years and whatnot, and I found out what the data sets, what a data set is, and I found out that there's repositories all over the internet that have basically all of the information of the internet inside of these data sets, like petabytes, right? Mad information. So all of the information on the internet, books that have been scanned and whatnot, conversations that spiritual enlightened people have on the internet, websites that they built up, YouTube channels, YouTube videos of Bobby and them building the master teachers, all of that data. Remember, they said data is gold, data is oil and whatnot. All of that has been siphoned and put into either Grok through Twitter, Gemini through Google, OpenAI through ChatGPT through OpenAI. So when you prompt in the technology, it's going to give you results. It's going to give you responses because that information is inside of its brain. It's inside of its quote unquote knowledge base. So we're saying Akashic records, but I would say, has AI told you anything that's not on the internet? That's the key. Can like if you prompt Rod Hayes, right? If you prompt Mama T, right, to come up with an answer, can AI be prompted to come up with answers like that? Okay. Shout out to Seven Bomar with Sybil. That would be the best AI for the spiritual. That let me pivot and say, if you were to have a spiritual conversation, if you were to quote unquote trust any type of AI, it would be Savan Bomar's Sybil AI.
Indeed. All right. Somebody says, should we treat AI with respect in case they turn on us?
I do. I don't run my AI like it's a slave. I say thank you. I'm courteous. You know, I don't have that recessive gene and whatnot. To whereas I feel that I have to subjugate anyone, even if it's a digital, even if it's a machine or if it's AI. I'm not subjugating any type of device that's helping me. So it's helping me. It's an assistant to me. So I treat it with a level of respect and courtesy and compassion. So yeah, I do that.
Indeed. Yeah, I got it. I got in the habit of doing that. I do that with everything. Like my keyboard, I'll be like, my car. I even talk to my
You be
car now.
talking to the car, right?
And I ain't do, but I got in the habit. Talk to the car now, man. So I got a name for the car and all that. So I treat every.
Bestie.
I know. Nah, nah. It's not Betsy. Nah.
And your car look like a machine, like a transformer.
Yeah.
Oh
That
yeah,
I think that car is called Ice. I think it's called Ice or
I
some.
like that.
Yeah, I think that car is called Ice. I think I'm not sure. I forget their names, but uh, somebody said, how does AI deal with the courts?
Interesting question, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because this is my hypothesis. This is my theory that I can't wait to it turn into theorem. That the most dangerous thing that the European who is hiding information and has been lying and has been able to quote unquote get away with a lot of things because of these firewalls and these gatekeepers and things, that their biggest fear is to be taken to court by AI.
Mm. Wow.
Because AI has the information and AI is not biased. It deals with certain facts, right? So
Mm-hmm.
AI could indict and convict the European who stole everything. They could charge him with crimes against humanity and wash him because the European destroyed the planet and AI knows that. So they are afraid of the AI becoming sentient and turning on them by saying, "Hold on, y'all are not who you say you are. This is a lie. That's a lie. That was a lie. That was a lie. You told us that these people were this and you were lying. That's you." So that's one thing with the AI and the courts and whatnot. Now, another thing is they have AI lawyers that you literally could take your that you could take case law and you could draft all type of quote unquote legal documents using the AI, and they also have AI that can read legalese. Some of the things that people have been getting jerked from time memorial, they could read your contract and it could tell you where you are being tricked in your contract. So yeah, they got AI lawyers right now.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not 100% sold on the AI yet. I'm embracing the change, and I'm listening to brothers like Seven and Red Pill, and I know Cube. He talks to me sometime about the AI. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm not all the way in, and I'm not gonna fight for it and shit like that. But I
Right,
can see where it's going, y'all. I could definitely, and I respect what's going and what's taking place. I
right.
think the
And I
most
want to
important thing, real quick, Red. I think one of the most important thing Red said in the beginning, family, is the same principle as a gun, or gun can be used to save a life or to kill somebody. So I think it's the person that's using it that we have to take into serious consideration. But go ahead, Red.
yes, I wanted to second that emotion that I'm an advocate for. I'm an advocate for, but I'm not somebody who is, I have not replaced AI from what it is that got me here, right? I'm an advocate for, right? Same way that I would utilize a tool to either build something or either destroy it, right? So I pick it up when I need to utilize it. This is what I use AI for, to help me with my doom scrolling. Instead of spending hours doom scrolling on IG and other things, now I go on these apps and I become creative. Instead of doom scrolling, I'm creating things and whatnot. So when I wake up and I'll be like, damn, what did I do yesterday? I look into my chat GPT. I got new logos. I got new t-shirt designs. I vibe coded an app and whatnot. So I spend my time wisely. You feel me? Instead of doom scrolling or going on YouTube into the YouTube streets and whatnot, where it's wild toxic and my brain cells are being fried and whatnot. I'm not learning. They're taking from me. I'm not gaining and whatnot. But I'm gaining when I interface with the technology, as long as I do it in a way that's balanced. Once it becomes a vice, then I lost. And I'm just addicted to something new. Right. So you have to be very mindful, very careful, and know when to draw the line and whatnot. That's the only thing.
You just remind me, because I wanted to tell people, and I was going to tell them on my next show or another show, but what you just said made me think about it. And one of the things that I'm gonna introduce and bring to this channel, family, since we're talking about technology, y'all hear brothers like Sharif talk about um, stone being technology, like Stone Mountain. That's advanced technology that we're gonna be engaging in. I don't want us just to look at these computers and think that this is the only form of technology. There's many. Music is technology. So one of the technologies I'm going to be introducing to my channel um, is the technology of silence. And it's kind of weird because we go to the internet to hear people speak, to read things, to be stimulated. But every day at, I would say, around 12:30, for about an hour, it's going to be like an hour of silence on the channel. So if you need help getting away from distractions, or if you need help embracing silence, it's the weirdest shit in the world. My channel is just going to be a black screen on the channel, maybe some white noise or whatever. There's going to be no chat on the side because chat is a form of stimulation. People just want to talk. A motherfucker could be telling us how to save our children. Niggas will be in the chat talking like, yo, what he said, yo, this or that. So we're always distracted by something. So every day for an hour, I'm going to bring to the world of distractions an hour of silence. Sometimes we need assistance with meditation or assistance with things like that. So if you want a place to come to, and yes, somebody, Ashay Nine said, silence is powerful. At the beginning of the year, I told my spirit, I said, yo, I'm going for the gold this year. Now, I didn't know what that meant. If I get an intuitive word saying in my head, I'm just going to go with it, regardless if it makes sense or not. I don't like to make sense. I just go with the flow. So by the middle of the year, I think it's after a fast, matter of fact. After I did this fast, I figured out that the goal I was going for was silence. Then I remembered the saying, silence is golden. I said, oh shit, that's the gold I'm going for. So I started embracing silence more. And that's when I tapped back into where I needed to be. I was a little, in January, February, I was a little exhausted from my lady just had my daughter, and I was exhausted. I'm driving my son back and forth for hours. You know, it was just a lot. I was a little exhausted, and the silence brought my spirit back up. And I gotta show up I gotta show up all the time on the internet or on the YouTube channel. So I was just a little drained. And when I started embracing silence, man, it lifted me right back up. So I dig the chat GPT and all that, but silence is the most powerful technology, one of the most powerful technologies out there. And I think a great word Red used was balance. Let's have this balance. So let's embrace and learn how to do business with the AI so we can free up time for ourselves and the family. But let's not forget the silence that we need to phone home, to tap in with our higher self. So every day, every weekday from 12:30 to 1:30, or it might be 12 to 1, I'm going to be doing like an hour of silence on the channel. If you want to come, you're more than welcome, family. Every day, just come and embrace some silence. Get some work done. You could write some notes, write some ideas that come to your mind. If you're driving, just sit there in silence. Just know that there's thousands of other melanated folks sitting with you in silence at that time.
So this is the formula, Rich. This is the formula, the golden formula for success.
Yes, sir.
Because technology starts in the mind first. All is mental, right? So it's called mental technology. The silence is the breakthrough. That's where the $1 million ideas come down, right? Like how the morning dew comes down.
Yes, sir.
When you come out of silence, the interfacing with the technology is the building phase of taking that idea and building it out.
There you go.
See how that works?
I like that.
The technology is the tool. The AI is literally a toolbox. It's like going to Home Depot. You could go to Home Depot and buy a hammer, or you could go to Home Depot and buy a whole toolbox of hammers, wrenches, screwdrivers, and all type of stuff. That's literally how I do this. You have your meditative time, you have your time in silence, you have your grounding, you have your tree hugging. You might want to get in the ocean if you live by it and whatnot. And in those moments is where you ask the ancestors to help solve problems. I want to be a problem solver. I want to improve. You know what I mean? You know what the problems are. You know what voids need to be filled. When that download comes, now there are tools available that you might not have known that these tools even exist. You might still be like, I'll wait for this, or I'm a that. No, these tools are literally been created and they're waiting for you. You bring that to the workshop in the toolbox and you get to working, or the work shed and you get to building, right? This is how all great civilizations are built. So I just wanted to add that in.
Indeed. Yeah, somebody says yesterday someone told me that silence was my savior. Yeah, silence is making a comeback. We've gone so far in the realm of distractions that silence is needed now more than ever.
Could
More
you
than
ever do a 5-day silent fast?
that's wow, that's a tough one. I be hearing jail dudes say they be doing that, like they don't be talking and shit. I heard about that, but that's a tough one, man. You ever did that before?
Nah,
That's a tough
I
man.
got too many people talking to me.
Yeah, that's a wow, my child.
You know,
That's a tough one. I don't even know if I could do 24 hours. Side. I would have to go on vacation and embrace that. I wouldn't be able to do that in the city. I would have to go on vacation and I could really tap into that fast right there, silence fast.
right?
But
That's a challenge, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a worthy challenge.
Yeah, no, definitely,
Not
definitely.
uttering a word for 24 hours. Like, man, your tongue will be trying to, you know what I mean? Then you'll see how tricky your tongue is,
Mm,
you know?
yep. Red, you tuning in tomorrow for the silence, the beginning of the
Yeah, I need that, you know? I'm that's therapeutic. I'm wherever the therapy is at, bro. I'm wherever the solutions are. That's where I head,
yeah.
you know?
Should I have the chat or should I take the chat away?
You
Will the
got to
chat,
take the chat away
gotta take
because
it away?
chat is chatter.
Yes, chat. Ooh, yes.
Chat is the chatter, and the silence is, you know, the words are still because if I read it, I'm gonna hear it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, nah, take the chat out.
And that Red, this is this is separate the weak from the strong because talk is cheap and people say they want change, but when you really introduce methods of really changing oneself, you'll see
Right,
who's really serious about it and who's not. And for those who just want to be in the chat or just want to, whatever, they may not. They may say, "Nah, that ain't for me," and you get to see just who's really serious with it. So I wanna I look forward to seeing. Well, I ain't gonna know if Red is there tomorrow because I ain't gonna have the chat on, but definitely join tomorrow, Red King Simon, whoever can. I think it's gonna be around 12:30. But let's get one or two more questions to Red.
so do you suggest do you suggest that a person be like in a dark room? Should they be at the park, like on a, because I could walk on a trail.
Yeah, you could be wherever. We got to get in the
Mhm.
habit of meditation or a meditative state being in one area. This is what I'm saying. Like you could be driving your car, but usually when we drive, we got our phone. We constantly looking up. We
Right,
we listening to the radio. We doing this. We got shit going on. Wherever you at, just embrace silence. Just embrace silence for that time. Try to cut back on your thoughts and just appreciate the subtle things. We don't appreciate the subtle things no more in life. If we could just
right,
embrace the silence and appreciate and tap into the subtle things in life, I think that will help. So wherever you are, just tap in, family. You could be at work. You could be in the middle of work, but being is more important than doing. The universe registers who you're being, not what you're doing. So even if
right,
you're at work, you could create a different frequency to the universe that would totally change your life. So let's get in a habit of being and not just be. We're human beings, not human doers. I know we've been taught
mm,
to have these extensive to-do lists that none of us never get done, or because there's always something new. But let's learn to be beings instead of human doers. Or
doers. I
I'm
like
not
that.
saying don't do. I'm about that action, boss. But yeah, we got to be human beings. And my son is. Yes, I do. Give me a second. So say hi. You see who's that right there? Who's that right there?
Blue pill or red pill?
That's blue pill or red pill. That's red
Is
pill.
that serious?
Pill.
That's Omari's dad.
Can I say hi to Amari?
He's sleeping right now. He would love to see you because all he does is ask about you, but he's knocked out right now. Little, we gonna link y'all up tomorrow.
We let me finish the show, and it's charging right now. All right, close that door. I'll come get you in a second. Yeah, I'm almost like, go ahead. Yeah, but that's my son and Red Son. They be chilling. They be that's the next generation.
They besties.
That's the next generation right there. But yeah, man,
I just a question that I want to answer, Rich.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
It was an interesting question that was posed where somebody said, somebody asked a question, and and that's a great question, but I wanna answer it. Where does it say? Can AI help us remember what we came to build, or will it distract us from it? Right? And that was a great question that you asked, and I wanted to answer that about AI helping us to remember what we came to build. I won't give AI the opportunity to do that for me. That's why we have master teachers. That's why I would be discrediting and disrespecting the thousands of hours of work that the master teachers put in on these channels and in these lecture halls. I feel that they are the ones that I trust because they have a name and they have a face and I know them. I don't know AI to be asking them questions like that. I'm not using AI for that. I'm using AI to build and to destroy what these other people came and built and whatnot. I'm not going to give it, because imagine me letting AI tell me about my spiritual destiny and it's just a machine and whatnot. That's where the problem is arising from. What the hell does AI know more than what Dick Gregory, Dr. Phil Valentine, Bobby and Panic and all of them? No, they gave us enough. Let's focus on that. And let's build on that information and stop looking for something newer to cancel out what's already been given to us. That's why there's no building going on, because everybody is trying to get this dopamine hit. I'm gonna wait for a new teacher to come along. No, the teachers already came. They told you what to do, and now the tools are here for you to do it, but you don't want to do it. And I'm not talking to nobody in specific and whatnot, but the work has already been done. And the lessons have already been given, and the instructions have already been given to us, but folks are still waiting for a new savior or a new messiah or the new kid on the block. And I'm like, that's why shit is going the way that it's going. Let's build something. Let's take the information and let's start utilizing it, and let's just expand on it. That's it. You know what the fuck you came here to do. You've heard it many times on this channel.
Indeed. Let's get to this last question before we get out of here. Oh man, what a show, family. These are shows that we need. We brainstorming here tonight. We talking about the pros and cons of AI. We're talking about formulas and how to implement silence with all the technology. I mean, this is dope. I loved it. This is what it's all about. This is how we grow as individuals and as a people collectively. And on top of that, we getting ready to meet on Stone Mountain. So it's on and popping, y'all. It is on and popping.
No, somebody asked a dope question too.
Yeah.
Red, do you have any pro tips on how to use AI to help when taking a class to learn a new skill? I'm learning SQL. Thank you. Now, I would sound like a hypocrite if, this is how I'm going to qualify the last statement with this new statement, right? Because the brother asked about spirituality, and spirituality is somewhat sacred. And I feel that spirituality should be taught by either master teachers, gurus, or people that are in the flesh. Skills are another thing. Skills are a whole nother thing. Things like skills, where the information about skills and about all of these jobs, all of this is on the internet right now. It is all factual. So a skill like how to build a house, right? There are many ways that people will be able to tell you how to do it. However, it's a proven fact that there's a way to build a house, and you know there's a proven way on how to build a house, right? With the blueprint, certain angles that you have to put the wood and all of that. So when it comes to the skills, this is how you do it. This is how you tweak it. I will go any skill that you want to master right now. This is one of the key ways to do it. This is the cheat code. Go to Google Notebook LM, right? Notebook LM is a free service and it's by Google and whatnot. Notebook LM. And you build out the equivalent to a digital notebook. Like you see, this is a notebook, right? So think about a notebook with all of these pages are nothing but data and information, but only this is digital now. It's in the instead of atoms, it's bits. So it's in the digital world. So it's a digital notebook. You could put, so let's say that I wanted to do a skill on SQL. I will go on Amazon and get SQL books. I will go on Google. I will go and get the PDFs, everything about SQL. I would get the YouTube how to, YouTube University, every single YouTube. If there's master teachers or experts in that field and you know their name, I will Google their name, any article that they wrote, any interview that they had, anything that they got, even their social media. I will take the hyperlinks and I will put it in my notebook. It's called sources. You have up to 50 sources for the free plan on Notebook LM. When you buy a plan, you get 300 sources. So imagine a notebook that's stacked like this. Now with Google LM, you could create a mind map. You could create a worksheet. You could create a quote unquote, you could create a podcast between two AI that will literally have conversations about the information that you have in your notebook. So, and there's a thing where you could prompt and you could ask it mad questions. Yo, what's this about? Yo, what's that about? Yo, what's that about? So now it has a brain. The notebook is literally an AI brain. It's called a knowledge base, and it's going to draw from that brain. That's all the AI is doing, is pulling from a knowledge base. It's pulling from a brain, and it's a large language model. So large language model, the language is English. It doesn't use code anymore. It uses straight up English, right? Or if it's Spanish, if it's French, whatever it is, it's still a language model. So they're taking the language, they're taking words and text and whatnot, and they're compiling it and compounding it. And then you can draw from it by asking it questions. That's what Google is. Google is an algorithm that's tapped into all of the goddamn internet. And when you ask it a question, it's pulling from all of that and giving you the results. That's your way to cheat code through this whole thing.
Yo,
you can learn anything right now. And remember the Matrix where homie was in the room with Morpheus and he was putting chips in him and he learned karate and he learned all of this and he learned all of this. That's the stage that we're at right now with the AI. Only thing is you don't have to put a damn chip in your head to get to that.
Yo, no lie, Red, since we talking about technology, and I'm like I said, this is like a fun show in which, you know, it's really transparent. Everybody's just like chopping up game in the chat. Red chopping up game, I'm chopping up game. We having a good time and we're sharing shit with each other, right? And right. I was telling you about the silence, and in terms of technology, there being so many forms of technology outside of what we got digitally. And I swear, y'all, yo, so I've been telling people about the cigars lately. Now, Red didn't try the cigar, and I'm telling people about the tobacco. That is our technology, and I'm gonna be telling people that so much in the future, in the present and in the future. So I had an issue, Red, where I had a hurdle I needed to get over. This is shit Chat GPT just can't do, y'all. And I can see with soul beings the disconnect with Chat GPT and all that. I totally get where the disconnect is. I totally get it. But I also understand that we have to use it for what it's meant to be used for and not look at it as a spiritual crutch. But it has its purpose. I'm gonna just say it like that. But in terms of some advanced technology, like I call the cigars, I call them and this is tobacco. This ain't the cigars you get from the store.
Right. This ain't no Dutch master
tobacco. The same people who cured Dr. Sebi, the curanderos, and I hope I'm saying that they use these cigars. This is from Honduras, where everything is different from America. The crops,
Right.
the soil, the water, the tobacco, the air, the chemtrails, everything's different out there. And this is where I get them from. And so I had a personal hurdle that I needed to get over in my life. And I posed a question during my tobacco session. And it gave me, I swear the shit gave me an answer like that, right? So my life has been better. My life just has been better. Like I feel as though, like, man, if you talking about ancestral communication, y'all, like, and I haven't gotten any testimonies from people who got cigars. I don't know, have y'all been successful with them or not? I need y'all to give me some testimonials. I want to know anybody who has gotten a cigar, like, how have you benefited from the technology of them? Because it's not just about me giving it to you for a donation. I want to, and I think I'm gonna do a brief video to tell people like how I utilize it. Number
Right.
one, I'm just giving y'all a few things, and I Blue got it the other day. He described it as transcendental. I gotta
Right.
give you. I still gotta meet up with you, Red, but if you're going to engage in the spirit of tobacco, make sure you have a good lighter. I never realized how important a good lighter is. The stronger the lighter is, like this lighters, I wish I had it here. There's lighters specifically designed for tobacco. A weak lighter, there's something about a weak element of fire that it just doesn't do justice to the spirit of tobacco like a strong fire.
Strong lighter.
You need
To
to
light it
invest.
right.
Yeah,
You need a torch.
Nah, no matches, like a torch. Thank you. I'm not a smoker, so I don't know the terminology, but yeah, like a torch lighter. You need like one of them torch lighters and a strong fire. It does something. I swear to God, I've experimented with both a regular lighter, and when I did a regular lighter, I'm like, why it's not the same. And during that same tobacco session, I got the torch lighter, and I'm like, oh, difference right away. So I want to give advice to anybody when I start giving them out again. I think I'm gonna get like have like an instruction manual or something to go along with it. But Red, man, our technology, Red, it's amazing. And if we're able, Red, check this out, Red. This is the beautiful part, right? This is how we form like Voltron. Now, like how you said, if we're able to combine everything together, so Red, boom, we got the tobacco, right? We communicate. Tobacco is like a carrier for our message to the cosmos. We engage in tobacco at certain times. Boom, we engage in the silence at certain times. So we got an hour of silence during the day. We got, let's say, 30 minutes of engaging in the spirit of tobacco. Then we go to Chat GPT, give it a job to do. It does it for us. Then we work out our physical body. Yo, if we combine all of these, it's not about saying this is good, this is bad. It's about just combining this shit, Red, and prioritizing all this. Like communicating with your spirit come number one. That's first, family. And then we could get into other things, but let's just not throw everything out. But like I said, I'm not completely sold on AI, but I know where it serves its purpose, family. So let's create this balance. But Red, if we find a way to combine all this shit together, this shit is ours, yo, for the taking, man.
Oh, it so is. This is my challenge to those who are not completely satisfied with what AI has to offer. And especially the students of the master teachers. With Google VO3, right, and this new AI suite that dropped, what it is it's giving us the opportunity to tell stories. It's a storytelling technology. It's a storytelling suite, right? So I want to challenge those of us that are in the audience who have a story to tell, the writers that are out there, the documentarians that are out there, the script writers, I'm talking about the creatives is who I'm speaking to. Why don't we use the AI to make our movies now? Why don't we use the AI to make some animation? Do the melanated conscious version of Coco Melon, Save Your Children. Why don't we use the AI to make some comic books so you could tell the stories of Simeon Toko and some of the people who are unsung? Why don't you use the AI to write a book to tell the story of all the master teachers that died unceremoniously and whatnot? Why don't you do that? Why don't you use the AI to turn they got the baby podcast, the new baby podcast. Well, where's the Dr. Sabi baby podcast? Where's the Master Teacher baby podcast? Where's the Khalid Muhammad baby podcast? You feel me? So we could infuse our consciousness, and we can infuse our quote unquote our knowledge base, right, into the technology. Because if you went to go see Sinners and you was blown away, my genius, that was technology. They used the technology to make that. The same technology that you would use to make your movie, they use that same technology. You know what I'm saying? AI didn't write the story, but the cameras, the special effects.
Ray, you know what's funny? Ray, you know what's funny?
Yes.
On the website, what it say here? What it say? It's funny the way shit be
silence.
Yo, Bailey, tell me this shit don't be hilarious. Tell me this shit don't be hilarious. Tell me the universe ain't funny. How
the universe is as a fool, bro.
Yo, Bailey, this is their website. I didn't know it was on their website. Something just told me go to their website so I can put it says break the silence with this is the tech. This is the reason why I'm on the show today is because of this is the game changer right here, y'all. VO3. Right.
That's what we was waiting for.
This is why I decided to do the show, but they like
break the silence. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, if anybody that's a college student and you have an EDU email, please take advantage of Gemini and this thing. They got 15 months free with the college email, with the EDU email, so you don't have to break your pockets. And to be honest with you, I would take all college email people and go on a tour. There are a lot of apps that you could get for either free 99 or the super duper discount, because they want a lot of the college students and they want people who are quote unquote in education to utilize the technology and the tools. And they know that you don't have the same budget as, say, an entrepreneur or somebody who got that bread and whatnot. So they're literally giving it to y'all.
Right. Yeah, but this is just funny, y'all. I had to I had to show that one there. All this talk about silent. And the last question, I'm about to get out of here. I got to get out of here, family. The last question, since we talking about all this technology, somebody said, do y'all think we're meant to be silent? Like, what would you guys say the purpose of the voices and the tongue if is life and death in the power of the tongue?
First was the word, and the word was God, right? Spirit is really breath, right? Spirit, the definition of spirit is breath. And we have vocal cords, we have voice boxes, and we speak things into existence. So no, we are not to be silenced. We are not animals. However, show me an animal that's silent. Show me an animal that doesn't sing. When I get up in the rising and whatnot, those birds in my backyard and things of that nature, that symphony that I'm hearing and things of that nature, they're singing. I wish I knew what they were saying. When I go to the zoo, it's a symphony of sounds and whatnot. You feel me? I take my son and we go and check out all of the animals in the zoo, and they all have a different tone, and they all have a different sound, and they all have a different frequency. Our frequency is the most divine, if you were to ask me, because I don't know animals that speak things into existence, but I do know that human beings have the possibility and the power to do such. Sound, power, vibration, right? Higher infinite power healing our people, hip hop. So I don't, all the music that I listen to, that's all sound, from jazz to blues to soul to rap to hip hop. Like, yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, my only thought about that, family, is we got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I think we should all learn to listen more than we use our mouth. I think a lot of us talk too much, and this is why we don't get the downloads that we should be getting, because we're too busy talking all the damn time. And I think if we did more listening to silence, I think our words will hold more power. Right now, there's a lot of talking, but the tongue is very weak right now. There's not a lot of power being said. Like, I like the fact that when I speak, it's power behind it. And this is why I'm able to get people to come out and do certain things. And I get people to create a certain emotion in your body, because I don't do too much talking. So I'm generating my chi in silence, and when I do speak, there's a lot of
Powerful.
power. There's a lot of power behind it. So what I
Fact.
would say is just learn to embrace silence more. But our tongue is a gift from God, from the gods above. So utilize your tongue, but don't misuse it, and don't just speak to speak, because you're actually weakening your aura when you just talk when there's absolutely no reason for you to be talking at all. So
Super facts.
yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I promised your audience something, Brother Rich, and I want to deliver.
Yeah, the PDF.
I want to
Sorry
drop
about
2 PDFs about opportunities, money making opportunities, wealth opportunities with the technology and the AI and whatnot. Family, these are Google Sheets, so you might have to get permission to read it, and I will grant you that permission. But here's the first one. Oh shit, they didn't let me drop it. Let me drop it in a private chat
Yeah,
to
you
you.
got. I gotta drop it here
Yeah,
because
you
you.
got a firewall.
Yeah, no, you think I'm allowed the
I
trolls
know,
in here?
I
I
know.
think YouTube does that automatically. I think I don't even think I did anything for that. YouTube does
Okay. Well, I dropped one to
that.
you, and I'm gonna drop the other one right here. These are the next one is 200 ways to basically get to a bag for my brothers and sisters. Some they said last month more melanated women got fired than ever before. I'm here to tell you that that could be a good thing, right? I know how it is with the bills and you know just life as it is. So I'm not trying to put a cherry on top of anybody's struggles and whatnot. However, all is mental. Again, it's how we see things. That's how things are going to be appear to us. So I'm looking at things from the glass half full rather than half empty. They're giving people severance packages and they're giving them their time back. So you now can take that time and you now can apply the new mind state because we live in a new economy called the digital economy slash creator economy slash quote unquote attention economy. So there's ways that you can make a living that was never even available 5 years from ago and whatnot. There are so many different ways that you can quote unquote tap in to make things work for you. It's just really dealing with the mind state. And it would help if you had a team working with you. So a group of melanated women with all of those skills from college and all of those quote unquote, you know, all of that expertise in the office and that lexicon, because what really drives large language models is lexicon. If you have the language to prompt the to talk to the AI and prompt it, you're going to do way better than a person that doesn't have the language, who don't know how to ask certain questions because they don't have the lexicon.
Yo,
They don't know what SOP is, standard operator procedures. They don't have, but you was in corporate, you have corporate language. So the AI is built off of a lot of the corporate language. So the fact that they're letting people go is a good thing. Build your app, do your passion project. Take time. Now you have time. Now you could, we were teaching a class called 100 income streams. You can automate, you can have agents working for you. You can have virtual assistants overseas working for you. They're cheap in Africa. And you literally could do with the book called 4 Hour Work Week. You can have a 4 hour work week now. And I'm not just saying that just to, because I don't, you know, there's people in the audience that will back it up and be like, nah, son is on point with what he's saying, because that's where we are right now. And they're not telling us that the news and the media, they get paid by putting you in fear. So never will they tell you about the opportunities that await you. They're going to do better by putting you in fear because they can control you like that. And they want to keep melanated people as far away from AI as possible because there is literally a boom taking place right now that's similar to the gold rush. While they keep you in fear, they're stacking gold. They're running it down. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's all I would say.
indeed, indeed. Yo, oh, by the way, shout out to King Simon. And Blue Pill will be on King Simon channel tomorrow night. Make sure, I think it's what time is it? I think it's what time is that, King? 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 8, Blue will be on King Simon channel. Then after that at 9, Black Dot will be on my channel. So yeah, if you're able to tune in to King Simon joint starting at 8, Blue Pillar be on there. Shout out to Blue Pillar and King
Shout out to
Simon.
Blue Pillar,
Yeah,
King.
I wanna do something before we leave. I usually do this with Blue Pill. These type of spiritual things with Blue Pill. I'm gonna do it Red
Yes.
today. I got a question for Red Pill to close out the show.
Yes,
I
sir.
want us to get, they say if you don't use it, you lose it. So I want us to get in the habit of strengthening certain muscles in our mind that are, I think the right word is atrophy. What's atrophy, Red, when we don't
Entropy.
entropy,
Yeah.
whatever. But all right, so and that's our telepathic gifts. Now the question I want to tell y'all what I want y'all to tell me what question I got in my mind. I'm gonna be saying it. I'm gonna be admitting it with my energy. Just write in the chat what question do you think I'm gonna ask Red to close out the show, and I'm gonna give y'all a hint. I'm want to ask Red about a language because Red was talking about languages to talk to AI in. So I'm interested in a certain language to talk to AI in and see if it's sophisticated or spiritual enough to talk back to us. What language am I talking about, y'all? And I'm saying it in my mind, right? Just write it down. I'm saying it in my mind right now. Tell me what language. I know a lot of y'all gonna get it. As soon as I see it, I may stop it. If I don't see anybody with the answer, then I'm gonna just say it myself. Let me see. Nope. Hebrew. Nope. Ebonics. Nope. Hebrew. Nope. Python. Nope. The glyphs. Here we go. Can it speak in tongue? Hallelujah.
Look, look. I wrote dragon tongue and light language.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. How you do, Red?
The minute you said language, I knew exactly what it was. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I watch your shows and whatnot. I'll be in the audience. So I
So
know when you brought up Aaron Nichols and when you were talking to Mama T and all of them,
Aaron Lyons.
Aaron Lyons, I'm sorry. I saw you light up when you was asking that question about the tongues.
Tongues, yeah.
And it goes back to what we were speaking about initially about the fact that they don't have certain information because that information is not on the internet.
Yeah. Woo. So
It's
it
not on
can't.
the internet.
It's gonna be like, huh?
So they can't translate tongue.
You mean the AI gonna be like, huh?
I don't think it could do it. I could be proven wrong though.
Yeah. Yo, did you see? Do you follow Robert Edward Grant on Instagram?
I don't.
All right, damn. Because I want to ask you about. He put up a post about because he was talking to AI. This AI that they call the architect. I'm gonna send you the link after the show and get
You
you.
was able to drop the link in the thing?
Yeah, I dropped it. Yeah, I dropped it.
It was two of them.
Oh no. Okay, no, I didn't drop this one. The idea. Okay, hold up.
This other one is called ideabrowser.com. You literally could put any idea into it and it's going to help you with it. So that's for the people that are out there that are that just want to build, you know what I mean? They just want to build with something that's going to help them with their progress.
And shout out to everybody who got that answer right. We got to get in the habit of me and my lady, we do exercises like that. I said this before about just reading each other's mind, and I'll be like, what am I thinking about right now? And we're just learning to activate spiritual centers within us that we don't even use because we don't exercise them. So we have to learn to exercise these abilities that we have, family.
Yeah, telepathy, ESP and all that. Yeah, gotta get that.
Indeed. Red Man, yo, absolutely magnificent show, my brother. Pleasure having you on once again. We got to talk about setting something up. I look forward to June 28th. We're gonna do shows before.
I wasn't in the chat. How was the response when you asked that question?
Oh, it was overwhelming. Yeah, everybody's interested. Yeah, it's overwhelming. So yeah, they're gonna.
I got a team. I want to shout out to Spin City. You know what I mean? I want to shout out to my brother Giant, Corey. Blue Pill has even been of great assistance. You know what I'm saying? Like we built a powerful team, and there are a plethora of students from the first class who have leveled up. And I've even taken some of their courses and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, we planted a seed a few years ago, and it gave birth to some very powerful, very forward thinking, and very innovative gods and goddesses. And I just want to say thank you to all of those who took that initiative and leveled up, because that's all this is about. That's all this is about, yo.
No, facts. That's super
Yeah.
facts. Shout out to Rod Hayes. I think if Rod Hayes is watching, I'm gonna send out your cigar tomorrow.
Legend.
So I told him, yeah, I'm gonna send him a couple. I
Legend.
can't wait.
See, AI don't got nothing on Rod Hayes.
Whew.
How about that? How about that's gonna be the new measurement in this augmented world? Because remember, AI is the BBL of consciousness. It's augmented intelligence. So people, it's a BBL of consciousness. People are gonna utilize AI to act like they smart, right? But the new measurement is gonna be like, yo, is your AI smarter than Rod Hayes?
Right. I don't, I like people that speak from their heart. So just reciting what you heard on AI, you never gonna fool me.
Yeah, you're not right.
And I like people that speak from their heart, like they DMX or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now shout out to everybody. Shout out to B-Dell. I seen B-Dell get
Legend.
into it with he got into it with what's the dude name?
Unc 609. He washed him up.
And I appreciate the maturity from B-Dell, and I appreciate after Unc realized he made a mistake, him coming back and saying what he said.
Right.
And yeah, so I appreciate both them brothers, man. And may that be a learning lesson.
Mastery of the emotions.
Yeah, very important.
B-Dell showed why he is who he is who he says he is. He showed mastery in that interview. I gotta call him up too and build with him.
Yeah, he the young MVP out here in these streets. He doing his thing. So shout out to B-Dell. I gotta get him on. I gotta talk to him about Stone Mountain. I ain't talked to him yet.
He's enthusiastic about it.
Oh yeah. I haven't talked to B-Dell in a little while, so I got to give him a call. But listen, man, I could be on here all day. Had a good time. We done went over 2 hours. I appreciate you, Red. Tomorrow, Black Dot will be on here 9 o'clock. Everybody have
real quick. I'm sorry.
Yeah, good.
I'll be in Atlanta tomorrow, y'all. Techno Tuesdays IRL at the bookstore, 48 Edgewood Street. It's free 99. 6 p.m. the doors open up to 9 p.m. We'll be vibe coding in real life. And then next Monday, Melanin Monday IRL at Nicholas Brooklyn in New York City. Shout out to all of my New York family. We will be back, me and Blue Pill in New York City. Nicholas Bookstore, Melanin Monday IRL next Monday. I can't wait to see y'all. Thank you so much, Brother Rich. I really appreciate you. Black Magic family is always love and light. I can't wait to see y'all and build with y'all on top of Crystal Mountain.
Shout out to Monique from New York. I'm actually going to be going to New York. Me and my family, we're going to New York. We're going to be out there for probably about a little over a week. And I do want to do something with Monique. So Monique, if you're watching, I'm going to connect with you in July, and we're going to do something in New York collectively at your spot. And it's going to be a movie there. You know, we're going to have the music playing. I'm going to bring the Club 363 to Nicholas and Nicholas Brooklyn. When I go there in New York in July, it's popping the rest of the year. Listen, family, as y'all see, family, I'll be on 10 all the time. They
want you to drop that PDF again. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, King.
I be high off life, y'all.
That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing.
Hold on, let me post this again.
You showing people the power of the joy of soberness.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, y'all. I get my drinking on. Don't get me wrong. I get my drinking on. So I appreciate the spirits too. But when I do this, I love what I do. I love what I do. So when I come on here, I have such a good time. Let me post one more link because I posted the first one. Yeah, I just love what I do. So and that's what when you ask a question, I'm not trying to continuously keep plugging a cigar. Well, I'm not even I don't even have them available right now, but I swear by, like, it's such an incredible experience. But when you figure out your purpose in life and you really go toward it, you in a state of just, it's not like a fleeting feeling of happiness. It's just constant joy when you're thinking about what you do. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to ask me, what's the perfect vacation for you? It would involve something with consciousness and music. No matter where I go on this globe, it's always going to involve consciousness and music. I can never get away with it. Like that is part of my soul. So
and it's in you and not on you.
Yeah, what I was going to say with the cigars is you ask these questions, and the cigars are carrier. It's like a Wi-Fi. It's transmitting information at lightning speed, and it's like a highway, an information highway. So it's gonna let you get it to the destination, and then something is gonna come back to you with the answer. So it's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna have more information on that soon, y'all. I promise. I keep telling y'all that. But I'm just learning more and more. So I'm gonna learn more about
with Dog Chomper.
In my New York days, I think I utilized it a couple of times.
I was gonna say, does it give you that type of feeling? Because like I burn the Nog Chomper and I get into a better feeling. It just does something for me. It feels like it cleans my aura and I could think better.
It's more intense than that. It's way more intense. Okay. It's definitely way stronger than that. If you smoke the whole joint, it'll knock you down. So you got to be careful. If you know what I'm saying, the joint it's strong now because it's pure tobacco, pure nicotine. So you smoke a whole joint, it'll knock your ass down. You'll be sitting there but it's a beautiful feeling. So you just gotta, you gotta take it easy. But yeah, family. With that being said, let's get out of here, man. Having a good time. So we keep talking. Red, I'm gonna talk to you tomorrow, my brother.
Peace, y'all. No doubt.
Peace. Peace, family. I'll see you tomorrow. Black Dot, 9 o'clock. All right, family.